bad grip. So good?
Sure.
We're live.
Hi guys. Player Agency here doing a live video of. Crap, I can't see any of that. Can you move that over?
What?
Whole computer. This is our live video of smelting. Currently going to work on aluminum, like cans, soda cans, monster cans, pretty much any kind of can that's aluminum is what we're working with today. One of the things you guys really think about whenever you're smelting is always have some kind of borax of some sort. This is a laundry detergent. It is a flux to use to help get all the impurities out of the metal, which you have to scrape off towards like halfway through and periodically add to it, so you can get as much of pure metal out of it as possible. For the most part, the process is pretty easy. You mainly need a tank, a supply line, a metal rod to go into your foundry, a foundry to begin with, a crucible, and you can use like a muffin tin, or you can buy like these kind of little platings to actually make little groups or bricks, and then something to poke and or stir it with. I am currently using an iron rod. It's a bit simpler, and it's not going to melt nearly as quickly, so it makes the whole process a little easier. You actually move that forward. Inside this can is some of the flux, so as to kind of help out, you always want to make sure you try and get it in as far down underneath the rest of the metal as possible. That's going to go in later when it's built up more where I need it to go farther down. But for the most part, I'm going to use all of these crush cans that I have lying around in my garage because I've been waiting to do this kind of stuff for a long time. A buddy of mine has actually brought his foundry and everything over and been using that. So, ta-da! Smelting! Be very, very, very careful with your foundry. It is very hot, especially if you're melting stuff like copper, which is something else we melted here just the other day. Don't ever take it for granted. It can hurt you. Always make sure you have protection. Leather shoes, leather steel-toed shoes preferably. Just like the best process to have, or best footwear to have. It's a lot harder to melt through metal than it is a tennis shoe, or through leather than it is a tennis shoe. Just be very careful. I'm actually like in the process of coming to the city looking up because the weather doesn't look super, super great right now. So if it does start to trickle whatsoever, I have to shut the whole thing off because rain plus extended heat does not make for good times. But, I don't know if you guys can see that fire. That is basically all the paint and whatnot coming off of the cans, all of the excess crap, which is why you need to use the flux. This flux is what's going to actually make it easier to get all those impurities out. And this stuff actually melts pretty easily, so makes that process go a lot quicker. Like once the aluminum kind of gets up to temperature to where it's melted, it's pretty easy. cans kind of melt really quickly after that. Everything you add goes a lot faster. And I'm not sure how many I'm going to get through today, but I'm going to try to get through as much as I can. Hopefully enough to fill up this entire tin. Another thing that we have is a bucket over here. It's full of water for afterwards, just to kind of help the cooling process a little bit. Definitely never want to underestimate your boundary whatsoever. Always wear protection. Technically, I'm supposed to be wearing some protection for my eyes as well. That's kind of a big deal. This is only maybe my third or fourth smelting, so I'm not exactly following the rules, but I've never really been good about wearing eyewear. Just because I'm partial to my vision not being impaired whatsoever, but I do have safety glasses here, so I'm going to go ahead and put those on now. You want to put these on generally before you start any of this, on the off chance something happens. You don't want to lose your eyes. The whole process in and of itself isn't all that, super entertaining, but the stuff you get afterwards is actually pretty cool. Especially if you're using like a little muffin tin. You get these neat looking little nuggets. Give me 1 second, I'll show you what that looks like. You can grab that copper one and the other one, aluminum. Just hand it to me real quick. So, when using the muffin tin, you basically get these things.
They're almost like hockey pucks.
Yeah, basically they're like little metal hockey pucks or little metal muffins. With that other cast back there that I have, that smaller one, you get something like this. There's basically like a little bar. And this one is actually just copper from copper wire that I have, and I probably have almost 150 pounds of copper. So this is just like a 5-pound bar of solid copper right here. And I'm gonna end up making a lot more of that stuff. So and just so you guys can see some of the impurities that come out of it. This is what the impurities look like right here. Put a lot of this back in because there's not a whole lot to it, and you kind of want to wait to scrape a lot of it out until you actually have quite a bit more impurities in it. Nice little tornado of fire going on there. Again, always remember, flux, very important. If you want impurities to come out, do not, besides the cloud flux, do not forget to use it. I mean, for those of you guys who know how to do this stuff a lot and do it a lot more often than me, by all means, comment and tell me what you think. When my buddy comes over next week, we'll do another thing, and he's the one that actually knows more about the foundry and the supply line and regulator, and I'll have him give you a quick little rundown of what all's going on with that, how to kind of make your own, or not a like actual walkthrough how to make your own, but kind of just tell you guys the process he went through to make his own. Well, not to make his own, but his buddy went through to make this one for us. But he kind of knows the whole ordeal, so he's better at telling you that than I am. What else? It's kind of just how my day is starting. I also cook a lot, so I'm going to be actually doing some cubed steak. It's actually with a vanilla bean honey barbecue. So it's kind of marinating in that right now, so that's going to be delicious later. Another buddy of mine, Steven, he actually has his own channel as well. He's kind of the founder of Amaranth Productions, or Amaranth Productions Photography. He's a real cool dude. I'll have him on the channel later on for sure. He's also going to take part in our channel for that game, A Way Out, that we've been doing. I know it's been a while since we've actually uploaded anything. The editing process is kind of a pain in the butt. It takes a while, and we've been having some minor difficulties making sure everything matches up. It's one of those things that it's not necessarily the most difficult thing in the world, but it is. It can be annoying sometimes, based on how much little details in everything.
Does it need to be background?
What?
Does the lid need to be background?
What?
Does the lid need to be background?
No. No, I'm at a point where it's all already melted. It's just continually melting. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You do have a lid for this right here, but once it hits the temperature where the aluminum is actually melting,
It smells good to me.
once it is to the point where the aluminum is already melting, you don't need to keep the lid on anymore. I mean, periodically you're going to want to put it back on for a little bit just so the crucible heats up to the proper temperature once you've used quite a few cans. But it shouldn't be too bad for the most part. Shouldn't be too often anyway. Again, if those of you that actually know what the hell is going on, by all means correct me. I could be way off on that. On at least on the frequency in which you need to put the lid back on it. I imagine once you see it start to not melt as quickly is when you should probably put the lid back on and let it sit. Also, the thing that I haven't been doing as often as I probably should is taking the impurities out. But again, I wanted to wait until there was a lot more, just so y'all can see. Oh, yeah, Steven. My buddy, who's actually going to hopefully be here later on today. He should be. We planned on it. Amaranth Productions. He does a lot of like movie reviews, music reviews, video game reviews. He does photography. Super awesome guy. If you go check out his channel, Amaranth Productions, he has a lot of really cool non-spoiler reviews, and then a lot of spoiler reviews. He does a lot of pre-screening stuff, and so he'll put out his non-spoiler reviews after that, and then wait until the movie comes out. And once it's out for everyone else to go see, he'll put out a spoiler review. But he does a lot of great reviews on a lot of really funny and really good movies, so I highly recommend going and watching him. He is an all-around really cool dude. I don't know what else to say about him other than that. He's actually really awesome. I love hanging out with the guy. And he's going to try to play A Way Out with us at some point. So that's pretty cool. So you'll see him on the channel periodically, as well as a couple other buddies of ours. I mean, we kind of cross-promote each other as often as we can. Other good channel to go check out is Viral Trends. They're really cool. Had a couple conversations with them. Never really met them in person yet, just because, distance-wise from where we are to where they are. But I've talked to them a couple times through comment section on their channel, and they're actually really cool. I like them. I like a lot of their videos. They do a lot of compilation-style videos with stuff that, like, if you think your day's bad, look at these people and what they went through today, or just in general, like a boss compilation, stuff like that. Like just pretty much all the normal compilations to make yourself feel better, or to motivate yourself, or just to make you giggle, try not to laugh stuff. Just a lot of that kind of stuff. They actually do a real good job, and you see them talking on the channel, and it's her and her boyfriend, I think. And they're really, really nice. They try not to be mean to anybody, regardless of what you put on there. They're super, super calm people, and I appreciate that. That's actually, I look for people that are like that. I myself try to be as calm as possible as often as I can. Doesn't always work, there are those days, everybody has those days where, everything's going wrong, or at least it seems that way. Nothing seems to pick you up, not a laugh in your day, not a smile, not a chuckle, not nothing. And, I tend to, on those kind of days, I tend to go watch their videos, because regardless, I know that I can definitely get a good little chuckle in my belly. But I mean, it's not just them. I have a couple other people. Mini Lad, for one, which, shout out to Mini Lad. He is an amazing, amazing person. He is always trying to make everyone else feel better. And bless his heart, his dog actually passed away not that long ago, and it was a beautiful dog named Mochi. And it wasn't anybody's fault. And he'll tell you, one of his most recent videos that came out with just the other day, he'll tell you it's not anybody's fault. Everyone did the best that they could for it. It was just a freak circumstance. And I mean, normally when something like that happens and they're away, and like the owner's away and somebody else is watching it, normally it blame this, blame that, blame you, blame somebody else. And he didn't do that. I give him a crap ton of credit for that. He did not pin the blame on anybody. He respected everyone and knew that they did everything they could. And I mean, it was just, like I said, a freak accident. He'll tell you it was a freak accident. But go check out his channel. He's actually going to start doing some new stuff here soon. But him and the whole game, which is Mini Lad, Terrorizer, I Am Wildcat, Dahi Denogla, Basically I Did Work, Legion, Big Jiggly Panda. Please go check out all of their channels. Vanos Gaming, Louie, Moose Knuckle, Cartoons, Cryos. God, I hope I'm not forgetting any of them. I've watched so many of their videos, and I am subscribed to all of their channels. And Dahi Denogla and Vanas both recently started doing Fortnite on PS4, and I have tried so many times just looking to fill my spots and to do stuff, but they're on private servers, I think. Well, not private servers, but they're on like area restricted servers for where they are, and only partied up together. So it's really, really hard to come across them. But I mean, I would love, like it would literally make my bucket list if I could meet any and all of them. Like I plan on one day going to Insomnia, taking all of y'all with me, like video-wise, and meeting as many of the crew as I can. Especially, literally, Big Jiggly Panda, Dahi Denogla, Terrorizer, and my man Mini Lad. Like, those are my four biggest ones that I just love watching. So I know it's unfair. I technically started watching with Vanos as like the main one that I watched. I know I didn't start watching him from the beginning. A lot of like much bigger fans than me have been watching him since they first started, and I didn't. I can't claim that I did. However, I have gone back from where I started. I have gone back, and I've watched. I can't say I've watched them all because I keep finding new old videos that they put up that I haven't seen yet. And so I keep going back, and I keep going back, and I keep going back. And I keep finding stuff that I haven't watched you guys. And, you know, it's really cool because it's just, it allows me to see all of their previous stuff, see where they started to where they are now is amazing. And it gives me hope for our channel. Like, we're starting off small. We're starting off real small. And we haven't been putting out nearly as much stuff as we probably need to try and make ourselves a bigger standpoint. But, you know, that's okay. Everybody has their own lives. Everybody has their own stuff that's coming up that they do. And, I mean, I would have liked to do at least one video every weekend, but I do also host a D&D group. I am the DM for a D&D campaign, and so that, like, I spend a lot of my time coming up with everything else, forming the maps, the dungeons, monsters, and all that my party comes across. So I do spend a lot of time trying to do that kind of stuff. So it puts a damper on how much I can actually spend here. Plus, you know, Aiden is pretty busy himself, so, you know, he doesn't have as much time to edit as we would hope most of the time. But that's okay. It is what it is, and we get to where we get when we get there. And we're not going to rush this. This is definitely not something you want to rush. It's a beautiful thing, and we're just taking it one step at a time to make it as beautiful as possible. But I will tell you this, I'm going to try to push to get more of A Way Out uploaded as soon as possible. With Steven coming over, hopefully we can do another round of that and get some more videos up there. sooner rather than later. No guarantees. I'm not going to guarantee anything because, I mean, it could take a week before we get another video up, minus this. But honestly, everyone that has subscribed, everyone that has pushed that like button, that's turned those notifications on, I mean, I know we're just getting started and it's mostly just friends of ours, but I want to say personally, I appreciate it. I know Saphira appreciates it, and I know Aiden will appreciate it, and Texas Hellcat, he'll appreciate it. But I mean, this is just a start. This is actually just a start. Oh my God! Ah! Sorry, neighbors are walking by. One of our favorite neighbors kind of just. Oh my God! You don't want to go over there. No, that's really hot. You do not want to do that. Actually, no. Making little nuggets. I'm actually fine. This is our neighbor, and this in my crotch right here is Parker. Yeah, we're nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, seriously, man. Go back in and see. Actually, we're gonna do a lot of different. Yeah. Definitely did not do that. I was about to say. Speaking of the devil himself, Texas Hellcat over here, making another appearance. Y'all know Granite. He was in the first video with the chili peppers. Process. It's a process. What are you building that right now? Aluminum, actually. Still got quite a few cans to go before I stop, or unless the rain starts. But I'm gonna try to fill up this whole tin. Not that, with that. Yeah. Using that for mainly just the copper.
Yeah, I saw the comfort and thank you. So, yeah.
Ha! Finally recording and me catching something. Like, this never happens. I never have a recording when I do something stupid and then catch it. So that's actually pretty cool for me. I actually have evidence that I can catch shit when I drop it myself. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we're actually going to not just smelt aluminum or copper. We're actually going to try to forge some actual steel eventually. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the chick wasn't stupid. When I pulled out, once I pulled this out, like, she knew exactly what this was. She was just like, "Oh, I know," and I'm like, "No, it's not." I was like, just for my purposes, so she couldn't actually be like get me on a trick or something. Like, "No, I can walk out of my store." I was like, "No." I was like, I just need something that's opinion to and that can work with. And she's like, oh, I got it over here. These are all for dad and this stuff. And I'm just like, baby, come on. Like, but no, she picked this out. She knew exactly who the fuck she was selling to, though. So, like, it's the Magneto. It's all magnetic and shit.
You weren't lying.
Don't care. But the box, like, that's part.
Nice.
It's an actual pistachio. But yeah, no, she knew exactly who she was selling to when she picked this out. Like, I even was like, yeah. I was like, how much is it? And she was like, $30. I was like, fuck. This bed, but that's all I got. And I don't really feel like walking across pretty much town to the next spot to fucking look at something. But you got something that I'm gonna love anyway.
Right. Cute. Need to add some more flux here in a little bit.
I was finished talking to you. I wanted to show you.
Not all my friends are smart. Don't get me wrong, I do have a lot of very intelligent friends. But they're not all smart. We're actually getting to a point where I have to add some more flux to this. My buddy Morgan's gonna be a little bit upset at me for, doing this without him here. But I feel like he'll get over it. At least I hope he'll get over it. Because, he is a good buddy of mine, but I wanted to do a video before he came and showed me up. Show off what he learned, what he taught me, how much I learned, and either he'll take that one or two ways, either good as in, hey, you learned a lot, or bad as in, why the fuck did you do this without me? I told you not to. And either way, I've got a reason to tell him. Mainly you guys are my main reason why I do any of this. Or why I'm doing any of this. Okay, well, I can't fully say that. I've been wanting to do this kind of stuff since I was about used to design. I've been playing with knives and stuff since I was like 3-4 years old. Scared the crap out of my mom doing that kind of shit though. But no, I've been trying to get my dad to teach me how to work with metal since I was literally like 4 or 5. It's kind of the biggest thing for me. But it is what it is. My dad's always been a real busy person. Never stops moving. Kind of like me, but on a further extent, because he legitimately never stops moving unless he's asleep. And even then, he kind of sleepwalks sometimes. So even then, he sometimes doesn't stop moving, which is actually pretty funny. But he's always been a real like handyman style person, always working on projects here and there. He started building a hot rod in our garage, like a few years back, but they ended up moving, so he had to sell the hot rod because he couldn't take it with us. Or couldn't take it with them. They moved without me. But he's always been mechanically inclined. Like stuff like this, he'd pick it up in a heartbeat, kind of like me. Like I said, this is only maybe my fourth smelt, but this is my first one by myself. And honestly, I feel like I know enough about it that I can do this comfortably without my teacher here. Just because I've watched a lot of videos, I've done a lot of research into this stuff for a long time, just because I've wanted to do it for so long. And if the smell of all the burning from all the paint and whatever else they use on this shit to give it the colorations and all that, I mean, if that didn't affect Saphira so much and give her like a migraine just based on the smell alone, because I gotta tell you, it doesn't smell great. But if that wasn't affecting her so much, she'd be out here with me talking to you guys too. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. And I don't mind the alone time every now and again. It gives me time to just think about my own shit. Talk to you guys too. And again, if there's anything you guys want to see us do, specifically see us do, by all means, let us know. Put it in the comment section. And if we use your idea, but for whatever reason, at whatever point in time, we're going to mark it down, and we're going to mark down who actually asked us to do it or gave us that idea, and we'll do a shout out for you. But you gotta like, subscribe, and turn that notification on so that you can see us use your idea as well. I mean, if we want to give credit where credit is due. Eventually, one of the things that I personally want to do, because I see a lot of YouTubers that do this, but they always have like the deluxe version or like the like mega box or whatever. But for Loot Crate, and no, I'm not sponsored by them. I have no real affiliation with them other than I have Loot Crate. I am subscribed to Loot Crate for the year process. But that's something I've been interested in trying to do is do an opening of just the basic box, because not a lot of people do that. I don't see a lot of YouTubers that do Loot Crate openings that do just the basic, simple package box. They're always like the next step up and higher. And you know, that's cool, because I mean, you get all the extra bonus stuff that you don't get in the original or in the basic package. But I mean, I'd like to think that there are people out there that just want to know what kind of stuff comes in a simple, basic package, so they can, you know, kind of get to know what they're actually getting, what kind of stuff that they've got to look forward to. You know, there's a lot more people that are signed up for the basic than anything else. And you know what? I'm with you guys. Like, I only signed up for the basic. I could go for the higher ones, but I'm only signed up for the basic. So, you know, before I did that, I really wanted to know what all came in the basic, but all I could ever really find was the next step up or higher. And I didn't think that was fair, because, you know, not everyone buys the next step up. Not everyone can afford the next step up or higher. So it's kind of one of those, well, fuck. Sorry, I'm technically not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to keep my cussing to a minimum. I apologize. Granted, I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've cussed on here on this session, so kudos to me. See, it very well could have been a whole lot more than that. I mean, I cuss a lot. I try really hard not to, but I'm Irish. I'm gonna cuss like a goddamn sailor, so. Oh, wait, there's another one. I apologize. Religious people, I'm sorry. I cannot stress that enough. I do not mean to offend anyone whatsoever. So if you hear me say something that you're not particularly happy with, I am very, very sorry. But it's really difficult for me not to. My whole family's cussed since I was little, and no cuss was too big or too small to be taken into consideration. So, I'm sorry. That's the best I can do right now. I really, it is. I wish I could do more. I wish I could say it's easier to get out of it than that. That I can quit cussing anytime I want. And that would be a lie. That would be a terrible, terrible lie. And I try really hard not to lie. And I'm going to try really, really, really hard not to lie to any of you guys. I know we've kind of lied here and there about when we're posting stuff up, but that's because complications come up. And we can't always predict when they'll happen. So I'm sorry for any past or future time frames when we say we're going to post something by a certain time and it doesn't end up coming out by that time due to some kind of complication in the editing process or in the transfer or in the upload process. I can't predict all of that. None of us can. And some days it works better than others, and some days it's easier than others, and some days it's not. I mean, there's bad days for everything. So, I mean, just bear with us. We are still new. We are still trying to get the hang of everything. So, it's a process, and if you just bear with us through the process, we'll do everything we can to try and make this as entertaining as possible for everybody. Me, personally, I'm content with literally just sitting here watching all this aluminum melt down and seeing the fire circulate around the crucible, watching it glow to that nice orangey red, adding can after can after can, flux handfuls to it just scraping away the impurities. And to me, I can be content just now, but I know you guys like to hear the process, or I would assume, or I can't say assume, that's terrible. I would like to hope that you guys are enjoying the process that I am doing, because I'm actually doing it for you guys. At least this time around. This one is for you guys. When I do a copper smelting here in a little bit, I'm going to start a whole new video specifically for that one. And then it'll be marked Smelting 2. But that'll be because this is just straight aluminum. The next one's going to be just straight copper. And then the last one's going to be our combination of copper and aluminum to make a kind of brass. For those of you wondering, I'm brushing this side because I got this tattoo last Friday for Friday the 13th. And there is particles of metal and the flux that kind of fly up, and I gotta brush it off or I could get some real bad chemical burn or real bad infection, so I'm having to brush it away, and I'm gonna eventually, as soon as I pour this, I'm gonna go inside and clean it all off, reapply some salve to it, and get back to it with the copper. But for the meantime, I'm kind of just brushing it off, making sure it doesn't get underneath the hairs. Just so I can stay as safe as possible with it. But always be careful if you do get tattoos. Don't want to be near this much heat for that long. I know I've been here for roughly almost 50 minutes now. Yeah, about 45 minutes, 45 and a half. But, hey, personally, I mean, it's my body. If it fucks it up a little bit, it fucks it up a little bit. I know what it is. I know why I got it. I know what it means to me. And I'm pretty sure that's all that matters. think what they want, people can say what they want, they can have their objections, they can have their likes, dislikes. Ultimately, you gotta be confident with your decisions. You gotta be happy with how you think you are. What other people think, don't worry about it. Let them do them. You do you. Because if you're not happy with you, you need to take some time and work on you to where you're happy with you. Because if you're not happy with you, why would you expect other people to be happy with you? You gotta be confident in yourself and everything you do. I honestly don't know how loud this is. I'm about to get somebody inside to like hop on and look and see and hear and tell me, and you hear my voice over this? Because I don't know. I'm trying to talk loudly so that you can hear me, and that's my goal, but I couldn't tell you from here. So I don't want to leave this unattended because that would be bad. So let me scrape some of this flux back out again. That heats this up really quick. This is actually not aluminum or anything like that. This is actually steel, but it's so thin that it actually heats up to a malleable temperature quick enough. That was a mistake. Quick enough that it actually is like bendable. Like I get one scoop and it starts to like fold under the weight of everything. So you know you gotta be. I'm gonna need to upgrade this pretty soonish, I think. You know, they can only take so much before they are just unusable. And this is just a scraper that I had in my garage that wasn't aluminum and wasn't copper, so didn't think it would be affected too badly because it is steel. But because of how thin it is, it's actually affected quite a bit. It really, really is. And that kind of stinks. But I mean, that's also why I got the rod here. We're about halfway full on the crucible. So I'm gonna go around this way real quick, open the door, and just shout out to somebody so they can come this way so I can keep my eye on this. One second. Alright, cool. So I actually got Spirit to hop on a personal channel to check this out and see if you can actually hear me or how much you can hear me, so I know if I need to go louder or if I can kick it down a little bit. But honestly, it's just a thing. I like to be certain that I can and that I am being heard over the sound of the
Loud and clear.
Awesome. So confirmation you can't hear me, which is great. I feel a little stupid now for having to do this, but personally I'm a perfectionist and I like to know for sure so that I know that you can hear me and everything that I told you. This way, if you decide you want to do something like this, you can. Okay. Going back in. Okay.
I went into the bathroom for a little bit longer.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, back to it. More cans. More cans need to be added. I want to get to about 3/4 of the way full on this crucible. Which you'll see exactly the size crucible I'm working with here in just a second.
when I actually do some pouring. Again, muffin tin. Now don't go out and buy a muffin tin that you're gonna use to make actual muffins. If you're gonna do something like this, don't go searching for that extra non-stick Teflon muffin tin. You actually want the exact opposite. You want there to be no Teflon, no non-stick surface whatsoever, because that Teflon will actually superheat and make the metal stick to your muffin container thing. And so you actually don't want that. You want the exact opposite. If you can avoid it, try to. Really, definitely try to. Because I know it's a lot more difficult to find those nowadays, but it's actually a lot easier if you have ones that don't have that shit. It's really a much easier process for when you cool it down and whatnot.
So,
And look, Hellcat decided to join us again. Big old Hellcat.
don't forget what starts today.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
The new style is Siege.
So, yeah. So I am like you guys know by now. We are avid gamers in this household. Our friends are avid gamers most of the time. But what are the games?
I'm gonna call it my name right now, to be honest.
What?
Big Glory's low key calling my name all the time, to be honest.
He's
I
a
mean,
big
that-
Vainglory fan and
Dark
big
Souls Rising.
Vainglory player, and he is.
I play a lot. I'm not a big player. I'm low tier
Oh.
garbage.
Hellcat.
By big player, I mean he
Dark
plays
Souls.
it frequently. Dark Souls is another very good game that we both enjoy dying at.
Oh, you're right. Guess what we got? The Ultimate Edition. So it has all the DLCs.
Yeah, remember 3? It's fucking sweet, dude. But one of the DLCs key. And I beat the playthrough like carefully. I'm higher mentioned that I beat the playthrough like 5 times with. It's kicking my ass. Yeah. It's fucking hard.
The Painted World?
What?
Painted World?
No, not the Painted World. The Ice one. Yeah, I beat the Painted World. Painted World wasn't hard at all. No, it's the other one. No, but the game that we were just talking about a little while ago, not Dark Souls, not Vainglory, but the one that they came out here and talked about, was Monster Hunter World. I am going to try to upload some videos of us playing Monster Hunter World really soon, because they just updated to add the newest Elder Dragon. It actually creates a whole new spectrum of monster hunting for everyone on this game. It is now, and it literally updated today. This is April
18.
18th, 2018. It updated today. The newest Elder Dragon has come out, and it is
It's pretty.
amazing. And it is
It's all kick our ass.
gonna be a challenge for sure. It's gonna beat the shit out of us a lot.
Yes.
But that's what it's there for. It is created a whole new spectrum of fighting for us, because now we have Siege. Siege is now a thing, and it's ready to begin. Well, then I'm going to be pouring here very shortly. We're going to get in the sprinkle. If it starts to sprinkle, I got to stop you. Hot metal, broccoli bowl.
Yeah, let's see
In
that.
this, not in that. But a siege mode where it's going to be 16 player fighters,
4 teams of 4.
but it's going to be 4 teams of 4, all searching for the same dragon. All of them.
It's gonna be a mixture of dinosaur and Magnerism. You're not actually fighting to kill it, you're fighting to repel it.
I don't know if they can hear you from up there. So you're actually, like, it's going to be like the Zora Magnus fight, where you're not really trying to kill it. I mean, I don't think we physically can. it's going to be a mission for all 16 people to come together and try and repel this dragon. I keep burping, I'm sorry. But that's how it's going to end up being, and I look forward to playing this, and hopefully I can actually upload a video of me and my group of friends actually playing this game for you guys relatively soon. That's my goal. I'm hoping I can do this before the end of this week. Hoping, not going to promise, but I am hoping. So I got a little bit more time. So it actually stopped drizzling, so I've got a little bit more time to work with, but not that much. So I'm going to add some more flux and maybe do a couple more cans, and then I'm going to pour, and that's going to pretty much be the end of it for right now.
So it has its own new area.
Ooh, so it has its own new area. Why don't you come over here?
I can actually hear it from here. That's why I'm projecting my voice that way.
You want it over there? Or you can just come over here and tell them. Like, it's just so much easier.
Man, you should know by now, I don't do anything easy.
That is severe bite.
Alright. So looking into...
And over here, you have a softer voice than I do.
So looking into the official stuff that was released from Capcom, who of course creates the game. This way a little further is Heat. So Kulvetaroth has his own new area called the Caverns of El Dorado.
I better find a shit ton of gold. That's all I'm
The
saying.
entire top of his head is gold.
I better get some shit ton of gold fucking shit right here.
So we've got 2 new armor sets for it, the Palico set, and 2 new layered armor sets.
Well, I did buy the one that gives me all the DLC, so...
And we're also getting weapon relics. So, we'll see how that goes. Do you want me to go turn on the PS4 so it updates? Of course.
But yeah, no, so that's something you guys can look forward to seeing soon, is me screaming for my life, because unlike a lot of the people out there, like a lot of the Monster Hunter world, I was an idiot when I chose my weapon, but I chose my weapon as an idiot on purpose. My personal weapon of choice is the hammer. And it's not so good at severing shit. It's one damage, not severed. But this whole thing's going to be a number for sure. Anyway, it's about time to do a pour. So we'll go ahead and shut this down, just because it might rain here just a little bit, and I don't want it to crack, break, or damage the foundry or the crucible anyway. But you're about to see what the actual crucible looks like here in just a little bit. But I am very much so looking forward to doing this Monster Hunter quest for this new Elder Dragon. I've actually been waiting for it for a while. It's been on my list to personally destroy this motherfucker. It's not the one that I thought was going to come out. That is for sure. It's 100% not the one I think a lot of us were expecting to come out. This is the Crucible. You gotta be real careful.
is super, super hot. So always got to make sure to have the utmost delicate hands for this. One of the things you want to kind of do when you're done pouring is scrape all the excess off the bottom, and then take it and very lightly kind of tap it on the ground to try and get the excess out. That little tiny bit right there, because whatever's left inside is what starts the next grouping, so you gotta be careful with all that. But yeah, so that's kind of the process. On a minute scale, that's kind of the process. I will not claim to be an expert at this. By far, definitely not an expert.
So it's going to be apparently tonight at 8 o'clock.
Let's go to that.
What are we doing at 8?
Oh yeah. Well, damn, I guess I'm not playing it today.
Because Gore posted, she's like, guys, new limited time Elder Dragon. Everybody be ready at 8.
Sorry, Gore. Not going to be able to make it. And if you're watching this, Gore, sorry, Gore, I'm not going to be able to make it. We have a prior endeavor that we are going to go do with that buddy of mine, Steven, Amaranth Productions. I mean, technically you're not supposed to just pour water on it, and I'm trying not to get as much of that in there as possible, but it's not working out too well. So gonna let it just sizzle for a minute. This is just a tiny little sliver piece of the aluminum that came out of this today. That's why you definitely don't want to do that too much. Rapidly cooling hot metal, it can literally just so gotta kind of let it cool naturally a little bit. I'm impatient. know if you guys can see all those. I'm gonna hold them up little by little here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But look at that. That's beautiful. That is 4 full-size little cupcake things, which means I got an excess of 2. And 1, well, I'll take that as 2.5 because of this little burger. But, I mean, that's still not bad. Can't fully complain about 2.5 things of aluminum out of 40 cans, maybe 40, which isn't bad. No complaints, no complaints. And if there is time later, I am going to hop back on when it's not as potential rainy and get back on here and do a copper. Do a copper smelting. So get ready, be prepared. Watch at your own risk. Just kidding, guys. That ended terribly. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and any of you guys that actually end up seeing this, thank you for all you guys' support. We at the Player Agency really appreciate it. I'm Cornovalkius signing off, and make the best of the world. That's all you can do. Best you that you can be.